I'm going to read from the middle of my story from the issue. And the main thing to know is that the reason that the narrator, Isabel, has it out for her next-door neighbor is that during a period of blood feuds, the neighbor girl's father killed her father. If I only had to deal with the skank next door at home, that'd be one thing. The fence is between us, so while I nearly smell her breath, unless I look back through the hole, I never have to see her face. But even in the schoolyard, she's watching me. Atop the monkey bars, all by herself, she scrawls pencil to paper and meets my eyes. I'm lined up with my girls by the graffitied brick, drilling cheers for Friday's game. Kelly's the only one who picked the school uniform with culotte shorts. One suspender hangs unhooked, clinking the metal bar, while ours swish in double loops against our skirts. Pathetic. At the fore, Jill's screaming out some basic rah-rah, sis-boom-ba. We bend over, stick out our butts, and shake our racks. The wind blows through our hair and travels on, trapping leaves and plastic bags against the legs of the swings, released to be caught again at the jungle gym. The seats left behind are empty, swinging ghosts. We've got a pyramid half built, no girl yet on my back, when a lower co-ed grade files out from the school, signaling our recess done. Teachers blowing her whistle, still we linger in our pose. What would be hidden by helmet on the field makes a strange sight to see. Crew cuts mingled with pig and ponytails, the subtle changes in their shapes. The boys pinch the girls and pull on their hair. The girls stand straight, modeling good behavior. Mother says we'll see if this time they can learn, or if it's nature. We break the pyramid for a line, and I fall in with Jill. Squad leader has to be skinny. It's like a rule. Jill's the kind you just know it's in her blood, not to be matched. Even if, like her, you chewed just gum for lunch, stretching it pink from mouth to finger. Nerve of that Kelly bitch. Out of nowhere, cutting between, she slides a hand over my pocket, tucks a folded square of paper. Meet me by the fence, she says, hot and muddled to my ear. It's about our dads. At first, I'm too appalled to reply. I burst, fuck you have to say about my dad? Jill turns with eyes for her of ice. She steps back to retreat, but my girls gather and descend, confining Kelly to a circle. Her gaze is on the ground, curtained by limp strands of hair. Teachers striding toward us, whistle shining wet, pulled from her lips. Now, now, girls, she sang from a distance. I set a hand on the bone of Kelly's shoulder, give it a shove. Then her limp strands are in my fist, my teeth sunk onto her hand. Her skin tastes like outside air, not perfume or soap. My girls start to chant, go, go, fight, fight. They circle us like planets, gaining speed. The bigger ones, the ones that make the base of the pyramid with, crowd in to try and pry us apart. I shove on for the blacktop and take her with me. I call her every name I can think, cunt, motherfucker, whore. She is silent, throat blooming patches of red as I throttle the breath from it. That's enough, Isabel, teacher cries, pushing through. You'll kill her. But I only stop because she won't fight back. Because it's probably what she wanted. She enjoyed it. Later, alone, outside the principal's, I pull her note out from my pocket. Peephole at midnight. Your dad's not the perfect man you think, and I'm not mine. They're past, and we're just us. Can't a Fisher and a Kelly come out together on the other side? There's been no cause to punish a fight in some time, but what's settled on is 1 week's suspension from class, counting extracurriculars. When I call the principal, a shriveled-up old marm, who never even had a man around to defend her family's honor and kill or get killed, she makes it too. But if I can't be at Friday's game, it hardly matters. At home, Mother knows better than to speak of it. The afternoon's no different than any other. I scrub, Mother peels. She's disappointed, embarrassed, probably pissed, but I bet she's glad I'll be around more to help. Meanwhile, Ernie's got a friend out back tossing the pigskin, 11 years old and they made varsity. Now I can't even watch him play, much less cheer him on. My brother's not one of the biggest on the field, not like his flabby friend, but I taught him to play to his advantage. He's one of the fastest. darting through holes that close up before anyone's noticed. His skinny little arms are starting to take on the shape of muscle, his chest to square and widen out. One day, he's going to wake up a man, and who he finds to credit, mother or me, depends on which bedside he opens his eyes. I'm just glad he wasn't older when it happened. He waves the boy to stand back for his throw, and I wonder if he knows, if he's showing off for her. If there's one thing I hate more than that skank watching me, it's the thought of her eyes on Ernie. Who is that fat punk anyway? You think it's such a great idea that Ernie hangs with him? Who's his people? Absently, Mother recites what may as well be the motto of the truce, but which I know makes up her own guiding philosophy. Diplomacy breeds peace. Or does reaching out just get your hand cut off? Steady, Mother mans the knife. What was Mr. Kelly like? She keeps peeling, slipping the skin in a spiral. Let the dead rest, Isabel. Was he a jerk? Tell lewd jokes? Drink too much? Just what kind of shit are you trying to stir? She studies me over the blade, the peel breaks. I look down at a potato tossing forth between my hands. Couch potato, she called Father, when she was feeling sympathetic of his plight, which wasn't often. I let the potato rest. She takes it in sighs. It wasn't personal, Izzy, you know that. It was a stupid bar fight, turned deadly, started it all. Revenge goaded the feuds go on. Over nothing. A couple dollars owed, a saved pool table stolen. And don't you listen to talk, no woman was at fault. Men did it to their own sorry selves. I know all that. I mean as a person, otherwise. He was a hard worker when the plant was up, a family man, just like your father. They never did stop thinking of us, just too proud. I don't want to hear that crack, how Bill Kelly's sucker shot was out of love, loyalty, pride. I want to know the whole truth, his weaknesses, shames, mistakes. Was he pathetic like her, I press? A little weird, have no friends? She stares at me hard, pointing the knife. I think missing your daddy, having no uncles or grandpa left alive, could make a little girl turn out weird. You ever thought about that? I scrub another clump of mud from a potato dug up fresh from our ground. I'm not dense, and Mother's hardly subtle. I'm not like that, I say. I'm not like her. That night, peering from my window at shadows cast over the stretch of lawn we used to play, the turned earth we used to grow, I think about the ways men died over the years. A bullet, a knife, an IED. Killing was easy enough, given the proper tool and surrender or surprise. Gerald's did it to Evans with his own bare hands, after the man poisoned his brother's drink. I think about the night Father was out late, how Mrs. Kelly came to the door and Mother fell at her feet. Ernie just stood there with his thumb stuck in his mouth, watching that woman hold our mother and both of them weep. I sent him to his room, and when he tried to come out, crying and scared, I blocked the door. It was to protect him, toughen him up. I shot that hole through the fence. Sorry it wasn't a man. Father built it not to be climbed when the first insults between our families flew. Just like Father, who after all had used his gun fine once before, and scoping Kelly in the bar must have known what was next. I'd had my chance to stop the cycle short, and I'd blown it. There would have been no more Kellys, no man left to come back on him. I never said Father was a perfect man. I know what Kelly thinks, brainwashed by the truth, that her note has me on the edge of remorse, recalling mine struck first when her uncle fell, a man not a father, but a husband, a son, a brother, that the fight, her easy defeat, letting me win without struggle, could turn us friends, practically blood sisters. I make her wait in the dark, I never come. Thanks.